Alright, for this project you would need a fat quarter. You get stuff like this in Walmart, or if you have something similar to this, it's like it's like 99 cents, or sometimes much lower. You get like a pack of 5 for like $2, so you get it for much lesser. So if you have this, great. If not, you can just grab some of your old cloth, a t-shirt, a towel, anything that's like is wasteful. You could create a mask with this. I would prefer cotton because it's mostly like breathable, unless the others unlike the other substances, but you do you. And yeah, so for this you would need any cloth of any kind, so cotton preferable, else whatever you can find in this house during this crisis. So with that, let's get on to making the mask. Alright, before I begin, I'll have to measure how much of cloth I need. Again, I used this particular material long before and I never got to like completing that project. I thought I'll make a tiny dress for myself, but since it's in this shape, it's obviously not created. So I thought I'll repurpose this and make a mask, which is something that we all need at this time. So I'm just going to measure how much we need. You can be a little generous because you're going to fold the cloth. So it's like 0 inches, about 8 inches. So you can, that's how much you would need, 8 inches of material. Again, the width can vary. I took slightly larger, but we're going to fold this. So this is, again, measuring it, about 11 inches, so 11 and a half inches. So if you can see it, yeah, 11 inches, 11 and a half inches. You can go a little lower than that. So you'll need to cut 8 inches and 11 inches of cloth. That's the length, and let's get to it. Alright, with that, let's start making the mask. The first method is the most simplest method of all, where you don't need any sewing supplies. You would just need a stapler and a glue gun. For now, we'll just use a stapler, and the second method I'll also show you how to use a glue gun as well. So this is like the 5-minute crafts of making stuff. Obviously this idea is not from 5 minutes craft because they're completely useless, but kind of like that. So you take your cloth, which was measured previously, again 11 inches and 8 inches respectively, so that you can cover across your face. The most straightest part is gonna be up on your nose, obviously, because if it's curved it's gonna fall and not be proper, but you do you, it doesn't matter as long as your nose and mouth is covered. That's the whole point of this mask. So we're just gonna pleat it. If you've seen some of the traditional masks, they're all like pleated. So I'm just gonna grab this guy over here and then staple it somewhere here, and then just staple it, pleated it, and then alright, so one staple, it's not that stretch. So yeah, I just stapled over here. It's a bit of a struggle to staple it, but you know, that's how it is. So again, another staple portion over here. Again, you got to pleat it and then you staple that portion. Same for the other side. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, now I'm just like taking it over here, making sure that this portion is stable so that it doesn't like fall on me, and then opening the stapler part. Again, my stapler kind of sucks, but you know, it's for stapling cloth. So okay, so got it over here, and then I'm gonna punch it. All right, so yeah, once you get a hang of it, it's pretty simple. So I've stapled this 2 corners, somewhere in the middle actually, because if it's over the end it kind of disappears. So the same thing across the other side. So you just follow the seam, just follow the fold, and then you gotta staple that part as well. So top first and then bottom second. So you can do bottom up or top down, whatever, but just follow a uniform pattern. So I'm just gonna staple this part as well, and then if the bottom looks a little uneven, we can just fold it out, and your mask should be almost ready by then. So now we're almost done. The mask is sort of taking shape, and now what we need to do is the down portion looks kind of odd, so we're gonna fold that up as well and then staple it. So now when you just keep it like that, it kind of looks like resembles a mask sort of. And the corners, the seams, we can either staple it across or we can glue gun it. This is again the no sew method, so again you could glue gun it, sew it, whatever you prefer. Since this is a simple method, I'm just going to staple it across and also use a glue gun to like glue it up. So let's do that. First, grabbing any cloth, in this case fat cloth or a fat quarter. Just gonna grab this, and also if you have any sort of useless cloth lying around, that would work as well. So I'm just grabbing all the stickers, and it's not much. This cloth looks a little really long, but its dimensions are really small again. So I think for this project it would be more than enough, more than sufficient. In case you're wondering if you need more cloth, you don't. So again, I like to keep it twice, because if it's just one, it can get wet and stuff. So if it's two, it's at least a little bit secure. You can also have like jean cloth and any cloth lying around the house. I do have a couple of my old jeans lying around. You can use that one as well. So but if you do use jeans, staples might not work, or you might have to go a little extra on the glue gun. So yeah, so in this case, if you have a fat quarter, you can just measure it up or just fold it twice and then make sure you pleat it up. Or if you want to measure it, you would need 8 inches approximately. Again, that's the standard measurements. If your face is a little bigger or a little smaller, you can go accordingly. So that's like 8 inches right up here. So from the fold, 8 inches. So from the fold, where I folded it up here, I'm just gonna rotate it. So this is where the fold is. So just gonna go from the corner, 0, 8 inches. You can go a little higher, 8.5 maybe for measurements. So the other 1/2 inch can be used for thread. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mark here. So that is 8 inches, that right there. So then you would need about 11 inches or 11.5. Again, from the corner, 0, 11. I'm not a professional tailor, so it can be a little iffy, but there's 11 inches over here. So again, I'm just gonna go right there. That's 11 inches, and I'm just gonna mark my thing. So all the way up the fold. So that's all stuff you need. Again, so rectangle, and then you can just mark it over here and make sure it's a straight line. Again, if it's not, you can just use that as extras. The remaining of it, you can use it as a string for the mask if you don't have elastic. And you can just cut it across and tie it across your face. And yeah, so for this, let's cut them up. So it's been a while since I actually stitched in this machine, so I'm just gonna make some mask by the sewing method. Obviously, I realize not everyone has a sewing machine to get this over really fast. You can also do it through the hand stitching technique, like take a thread, take a needle, sew it like the olden times. It can also be the art of boredom as well, because there's not much things to do or things to watch during quarantine. So yeah, do that, I guess. So I'm gonna stitch it now and we'll see how. So remember the small cloth that we just cut across? You can actually use that for the bandana strappers. So I'm just gonna use the strappers and I'm gonna sew across them. Again, fold it multiple across and just create like a rope like structure, and then sew them. Again, it's super difficult for me to like sew and record it, but that's how you would sew it. Again, some people might find this scary, but you can sew it by hand or use the elastic like I mentioned, and yeah, you pretty much should be good. There you go. So as scary as it is, it's not really. And to show you, I just sewed this across, so pretty cool. Alright, the first kind of mask that I made, which is the 5 minutes craft mask. So it's kind of like this. I stapled it all across. I also have a plastic band. This is super easy to make. It just took me like less than 5 minutes. So this is the mask that I created for the 5 minutes craft style, which is just stapled across. It's super tight because of the elastic, super secure. And again, this is like cotton, so it's like super absorbent, super breathable, and yeah, you can just adjust it. I use my hoodie and I kind of look like a bandit. But yeah, so this is elastic, so basically you'll have to like pull it across like this and do anything, and then put it across again when you need to. Super easy, super accessible. Yeah, so this is the first style of mask. Now coming to the second one, which was completely sewn together. So the second style again is like the thread straps instead of the elastics, because sometimes they can pop up. And again, I created this frills because to create the cuppage effect. I just put it across your nose and then you tie it just like this across your head, and one more, and there you go. I can talk. Again, elastic kind of is like really tight. This one's a bit more loose. Again, you can adjust it based on how tight you want and how loose you want. And yeah, again, you can remove it out and you can eat or whatever during midway if you do whatever you choose to do. And then yeah, super effective, super absorbent, and you can just toss it in the washing machine to clean it up. So again, this is like hand sewn. Took me a while. It looks kind of like this. Again, I didn't have the same color straps, so I had to use the extras. So this is the second mask. The third mask is basically using a sewing machine like this guy. This is more longer, so basically it covers your ears and stuff. So again, like this. This is more of a bandana than a bandana is. Then tie it across, I guess. And then, and again, this creates a cuppage sort of an effect, and you can just fold it and then you can talk freely, I guess. And that is all, y'all. Those are the 3 masks that I created. Hopefully you can use it or try it yourself. It's super easy to make at home and literally anybody can do it. Do like this video because I worked really hard on it. And yeah, I'm done. Hopefully if you have any other ideas, do comment down below. I'm more than happy to try it out. And that is all. Just like, share, and subscribe. That'll really motivate me to create more wacky, crazy, weird videos. And I'm done. Bye. See you later in another video.